Hello everybody, this is Jane from Ladies Vlogging, and for December we're going to do quite a few vlogs looking at the Advent calendar. Now, did you know that Advent is the time of December? It's the 4 Sundays in December, and some people think about it as December the 1st until Christmas. But you know, today is Sunday and today is December the 2nd. So I'm going to think about this Sunday as being the first Sunday in Advent. So what happens during this period of Advent? Well, this is the time leading up to Christmas Day when Christians think about sharing and the real meaning of Christmas. What you might find in the shops is that there's lots of Christmas Advent calendars. These are really lovely things, and I'm sure your children will love them too, because quite a few of our Advent calendars are full of chocolate. But today I'm going to share with you my Advent calendar, and my Advent calendar is actually a story Advent calendar. And today I'm going to open my Advent calendar with you and look at what story I have. I wonder what story I will get. Well, first of all, when you get an Advent calendar, sometimes it's just one piece like this and there'll be numbered doors. But for me, because there's a lot of storybooks, I open my Advent calendar and there are all of the numbers. And can you see that those numbers are not actually in the right order? They are what we call randomly placed. So I've got to find the number 2 first of all, because today is the 2nd of December. So where are we? Oh, here we are. Now, when I've taken my selection from the number 2 slot in my Advent calendar, I have to open it up and find out what the story is. Now, before I do that, if you have any children who'd love to listen to story reading with you, then this is the time for that story to begin, because here I have, on the 2nd of December, the story of the Lion King. So, are you sitting comfortably? Well, I will have a look at the title there, The Lion King. You see the characters and the back of the book. When you've got that information on the back of the book, it's called the blurb. And I'm going to begin reading The Lion King. As the morning sun rose high over the African plain, animals and birds gathered at the foot of Pride Rock. Can you see them there? So, there he is, one of them cried suddenly, the new prince. I wonder who they were talking about. But look, you see that baboon there who's holding up the lion cub, and he's the new prince. And the lion cub's name was Simba, and he's the prince because his father is King of the Lions, and King of the Lions is called Mufasa. So this is a very special day. Well, time passed quickly, and can you see Simba there sitting with his father, the king? So much to learn, and the king told Simba that he had to remember a good king must respect all creatures, for we exist together in the great circle of life. And I think that's a really nice thing out of the story The Lion King. It talks about the circle of life. And can you see Simba there wondering what else is outside of my kingdom, because we use the word kingdom to talk about the land that belonged to the lions. And here you can see in the corner that there's another lion, that's Simba's uncle, who's not very happy about the arrival of this new cub. So Simba had a best friend, a young lioness called Nala. So the lions and the cubs be together, but the cubs would play just like perhaps your children might play. And they used to play by running across the plains and looking at all of the land. So they ran across what's called the elephant's graveyard, but that's a very dangerous place. Oh no, we must leave immediately. Can you see who's come across them? It's the hyenas. Oh no, that's really frightening. Simba was terrified. Roar! Suddenly, his father, the king, came out of nowhere and saved him. Look at those hyenas there. They are no match for this great lion. So he sent the cubs home, and the king said to his son, Simba, I'm disappointed in you. You disobeyed me and put yourself and others in great danger. So sometimes we make decisions because we think we know what's right for us. And that's what Simba did. He didn't do what his father told him, and now he's discovered that actually the king told him to stay away from different parts of the kingdom to keep him safe. And so they both looked out. Can you see there that there's a moon shining in the distance, and there's little stars that are twinkling, and that's quite nice to think about those stars looking down on us. So Mustapha, the king, said, Simba, just remember that the stars and the moon are there for you because they're looking down on us and there to guide us. But I'll always be there to guide you too. Simba nodded. I'll remember. But do you remember that uncle, the lion, who was hiding in the background, and he came down to make it difficult for Simba, because actually this was Simba's uncle, and Simba's uncle wanted the kingdom all to himself. So Simba's uncle was called Scar. It's quite an interesting name, isn't it? Scar. So Scar led Simba to a tree section that he had difficulty hanging on to. And who came to save Simba? That would be his father, the king. Unfortunately, the king rescued his son, but couldn't rescue himself, and he fell. And that's actually what Scar wanted, isn't it? Simba was very sad, and he tried to wake his dad up. But, Father, Scar was really horrible to him and said, this is all your fault, and I'm going to take charge of the kingdom. Anyway, sometimes you have friends, don't you? And they help you. Look, this person here, this character here, it's a warthog, and he was there to help Simba, and he said that he would look after him. And that's really good when you've got characters that can look after you. So anyway, Simba grew up. Can you see how he looks? Just like his dad. Yes, beautiful. And he decided he would like to go home because he wanted to go back to his true place. So that's what he did. And when Simba went home, all of the animals came back to the area too, because they knew that this was their new king. Well, that was quite sad in some places in the story, but I do like the ending that Simba the lion cub claimed his rightful place in the circle of life. And I'm going to put that storybook down there and see if I can find somebody who would like to have that to read. And then tomorrow I'll look at my advent calendar, and it will be the 3rd of December tomorrow. And can you see, I'll need to find the number 3 so that I can discover what story is there for next time. So hope you will look at the next video to see what the story is. Bye for now from Ladies Vlogging. Bye.